Samsung's Galaxy Z Fold 7 has officially dropped the S Pen support, and while that's sparking some backlash, the real story is how this bold move could actually mark a turning point for the foldable series. With a stunningly thin 8.9mm profile when folded and just 4.2mm when open, the Fold 7 is now one of the sleekest foldables ever made, and ditching the S Pen digitizer might have been exactly what Samsung needed to reach this milestone. Gone is the awkward stylus experience that felt more like an afterthought since the Fold 3, where users were stuck with bulky S Pen cases and a crease that made writing uncomfortable. Instead, Samsung is giving us a lighter, more durable foldable, with a reinforced armor aluminum frame, Gorilla Glass Victus 2, and even a new armor flex hinge for better strength and smoother operation. This time, it's not about throwing in every feature, it's about refinement. And when it comes to real-world usability, most Fold users never made the stylus a regular part of their daily flow anyway. That's probably why Samsung saw the usage data and made the tough call to move on. They're betting on the fact that customers would rather have a more comfortable phone to hold, one that feels like a modern flagship without the compromises of the past. Sure, there's still that small 4,400 mAh battery, which might feel limiting, but removing the S Pen hardware could eventually free up internal space for future upgrades. Interestingly, Samsung has already scaled back stylus features. On the Galaxy S25 Ultra, removing Bluetooth from the S Pen, that suggests this isn't just a Fold decision, it's a bigger shift in Samsung's priorities. Perhaps it's time we accept that the S Pen no longer defines Samsung's premium lineup. Even in tablets, Samsung has moved to magnetic attachments instead of built-in silos, and many users prefer it that way. It offers flexibility without compromising the hardware design. If this trend continues, the Galaxy S26 Ultra might follow suit, offering S Pen support without reserving precious internal space for it. And honestly, would anyone complain if that meant a larger battery or a thinner design? Samsung's move makes even more sense when you consider how few people consistently use the stylus. The novelty wears off quickly, and for many, it just becomes another accessory to lose or forget. Instead of designing for the minority, Samsung is now building a foldable that's lighter, easier to handle, and finally competitive with the best foldables from Chinese brands like Oppo and Honor. It's also worth noting that the Fold 7 gets a serious camera upgrade this year, borrowing the 200-megapixel sensor from the Galaxy S25 Ultra, along with better durability and AI-powered features like Previsual Engine and Audio Eraser. All that without the distraction of trying to cram in a stylus experience that's rarely used to its full potential. This move might not please the die-hard S Pen fans, but it's a smart play that pushes the foldable line forward instead of holding it back. For those who absolutely need a stylus, Samsung still has the S Ultra line, and maybe even a tablet is a better fit. But for the rest of us, who just want a refined, lightweight foldable that finally feels like a finished product, the Fold 7 delivers. It's focused, premium, and makes fewer compromises than ever before. And if this is where Samsung's headed with its foldables, we're here for it. Let us know if you think Samsung made the right call by letting the S Pen go, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more updates on Samsung's next-gen lineup.
Why might your next iPhone cost more than ever? And is it really because of new features or something Apple doesn't want to talk about? Reports are coming out that Apple is planning to raise the prices of the iPhone 17 series, which is expected to launch this September. Now, Apple hasn't confirmed anything yet, but sources close to the company's supply chain suggest it's seriously considering a price hike. On the surface, this could be explained by a thinner design or better camera upgrades. But the real reason might have more to do with global trade and rising costs behind the scenes than with flashy new tech. Right now, Apple is facing increasing pressure due to tariffs on goods imported from China. While some tariffs have been relaxed, smartphones are still affected, with some import taxes going as high as 20%. These extra charges make it more expensive for Apple to bring products into the US, especially since most iPhones, including the Pro and Pro Max models, are still assembled in Chinese factories. Apple has been trying to slowly move production to India and Vietnam, but those factories aren't quite ready to handle the more complex high-end models in large volumes. In the past, Apple has tried to avoid passing these extra costs on to consumers. They've worked to reduce production expenses, renegotiate supplier deals, and even shift some manufacturing. But according to new reports, they're running out of ways to cut costs without affecting quality. And that leaves them with fewer choices. Raising the price may be the only way left to keep profit margins steady. But Apple probably won't say it's because of tariffs or supply chain issues. That wouldn't sound too great in a product launch event. Instead, they're likely to highlight the new design and features of the iPhone 17 lineup. One of the most talked about models is the iPhone 17 Air, expected to be ultra-thin, possibly around 5.5 millimeters thick, and replacing the current Plus model. While this could look impressive, there may be trade-offs like smaller battery life. Meanwhile, the iPhone 17 Pro is rumored to feature a big camera upgrade, a 48-megapixel periscope telephoto lens capable of 10x lossless zoom. That's a serious jump from the current 12-megapixel lens, and Apple may use that to justify a higher price tag. For comparison, the current iPhone 16 prices in the US are iPhone 16 starts at $799 US, iPhone 16 Plus at $899 US iPhone, 16 Pro at $999 US, iPhone 16 Pro Max at $1199 US. It's unclear how much higher the iPhone 17 prices will go, but any increase could be tied to these new features. Even if they add noticeable improvements, the pressure from rising production costs and tariffs is a big part of the equation. One financial firm estimates that Apple sold about 65 million iPhones in the US last year, with over half of those being Pro or Pro Max models. That's a huge part of Apple's revenue coming from high-end buyers. With so much money on the line, Apple has strong reasons to protect its profits, even if it means charging more. Moving iPhone production out of China won't happen overnight. Even though Apple is investing in other countries, setting up a full supply chain that can handle the scale and complexity of devices like the Pro Max takes time. Until that happens, they'll keep relying on Chinese factories, and that keeps them exposed to tariff costs and political risks. If the iPhone 17 comes with a higher price, Apple will likely talk about the new design, better cameras, and faster chips. But what they might not say out loud is that global trade pressures and expensive production choices are pushing the numbers up too. Thanks for watching. If you want more simple and clear updates on Apple and the tech world, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel.
Could Samsung's trifold phone end up being a letdown before it even hits the market? For years, fans have been eagerly waiting for Samsung's next big move in the foldable phone world. After the flips and the foldable book-style designs, the buzz has now turned to something even more exciting, a trifold. When Samsung teased this innovative design during the Galaxy S25 event, it looked like the company was about to push the limits of foldable technology. However, as early details start leaking out, some of the initial excitement is